throw the records out the window. That's pretty much been the mantra this week as the Steelers get set to take on the Ravens at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh Sunday for a 4:25 start. The Steelers coming off the 19-6 win in New York for their first win of the year on Sunday. The Ravens are coming off a disappointing loss, 19-17 at home to the Packers. The Ravens 3-3 so far this season, coming off that Super Bowl victory in February over the San Francisco 49ers. In that game Sunday, the Ravens defense was not very good. They gave up a lot of yards, especially on the ground, 140 yards to Green Bay on 30 carries. The Packers averaged 4.7 yards per carry, while the Ravens continue to have major problems running the football themselves. They're ranked 27th in the NFL, and Sunday against the Packers, they ran for just 47 yards, 2.1 yards per carry. Ray Rice has been a major disappointment for the Ravens. He ran for just 34 yards on 14 carries, an average of 2.4 per carry. The longest run of the day for the Ravens was just 11 yards on Sunday. The Ravens are averaging 72 yards on the ground. As far as through the air, they're 12th in the NFL, averaging 263 yards in the air. Joe Flacco threw for 342 yards in the loss to Green Bay, and he's been basically average coming off that big year in which he helped win the Super Bowl and was the MVP. He's thrown for 1,700 yards and 7 touchdowns, but really so far this year has not made the big plays when called upon. In losses so far, 6 touchdowns to 7 interceptions, and his quarterback rating in those losses is 70.9. And again, Flacco getting that huge contract in the offseason. Many thought that he wasn't worth it, and maybe those pundits are proving right as far as that's concerned. The Ravens are ranked 17th as far as allowing passing yards at 254 yards a game, and they're giving up 98.2 yards per game on the ground. The Steelers come in, though, 31st in the league in rushing the football. They've been able to get nothing going on the ground this year, averaging just 61 yards a game. We'll see if Le'Veon Bell can finally get the Steelers running game going on Sunday. The Steelers passing game with Ben Roethlisberger got off the schneid on Sunday as he threw for 264 yards. Antonio Brown had 86 yards receiving for the Steelers as they again beat the Jets 19-6, by far their best game of the season. So far this year, Roethlisberger is averaging 277.6 yards a game through the air. As far as the Steelers' defense is concerned, they've been pretty good against the pass, though only allowing 196 yards a game. They will be tested, though, by Joe Flacco, Torrey Smith, and the rest of that passing crew by the Ravens. As far as opponents' rushing average, they're giving up 114 yards per game. The Steelers have been beat by the big play, and that's something that the Ravens will try to do once again Sunday at Heinz Field. The Ravens have won 2 straight over the Steelers at Heinz Field. That critical victory 2 years ago in which the Steelers just were not able to get the job done. A year then they went 12-4, and both losses were to, or 2 of the 4 losses rather, were to Baltimore. And then last year, they came in on a Sunday night when Ben Roethlisberger was not playing, and it was Byron Leftwich. The Steelers got off to a quick 7-0 lead, but then the Ravens eventually took care of business in Pittsburgh. The Steelers, though, returned the favor in Baltimore last year with Charlie Batch at quarterback, a memorable game for Batch and the Steelers, as in December they went there and beat the Ravens. Little did a lot of Steeler fans know that was the beginning of the end, though, for the Steelers. They just couldn't get the job done after that victory. Again, for the Steelers, if they want to win on Sunday, it's going to come down to Ben Roethlisberger, that offensive line, being able to protect him and avoiding the big mistakes. They were able to do that against the Jets as they did not turn the ball over and got 2 turnovers of their own. If they want to beat Baltimore on Sunday, they're going to have to come up with some turnovers. They're going to have to make big plays, and they're going to not have to give up the big plays, something that happened to them a couple of weeks ago in that game in Minnesota when they gave up 4 plays of 50 yards or more. I like the Steelers at home Sunday. I think it's going to be a very competitive game, and of course, as it always is against the Ravens, it'll be a physical one, but I think the Steelers are a little bit better right now, even though they've only won 1 game. I like how they looked Sunday against the Jets, and I think they'll beat the Ravens 20-17.